All right, it looks like I may be live on YouTube, but I'm not sure I'm live on Facebook. Well, that's interesting. Oh, I guess I am. It's interesting. My application that I use is not telling me I'm live. It's just kind of the little hourglass is kind of spinning, but it does look like I'm live, so that's okay. I'm just going to just assume that maybe it's not live on everything, but that's okay. Sorry about that. I'm Melva Peters, and welcome to Stamping with Melva. And it's Tuesday night, so I'm here with a sketch challenge. Just got a little distracted by all of that. But anyway, I'm live. I can't see if anybody's joined me. Oh, Lynette's there. Perfect. All right. I know that I actually am live. I just can't see that I am live on everything. But all right, I'm here with a sketch challenge for you, and so I hope you will enjoy it. I had fun with this one, and this is about sharing or about using up some of your designer series paper. It's a great opportunity with a sketch to actually play with some of the designer series paper if you want to. So, all right, I'm going to switch over to my desktop, and we'll get started. All right, so this is my sketch. So like I said, I like this because these pieces here that are the light blue and green give you opportunity to use designer series paper, or you can, where the yellow piece is, that layer could be designer series paper. So you've got a card base, 5.5 by 8.5, or it could be 4.25 by 11, depending on how you want to fold your card. Either will work. Layer number 1, which is the yellow layer, is 4 inches by 5.25. Layer number 2 and 3, which are the light blue pieces, and the green piece, are 2 inches by 4 inches. Layer number 4, which are these two kind of Pacific Point, like dark blue lines, are 1/4 inch by 5 inches or so. You can make them longer. You're going to trim them off, but you definitely need them more than 4 inches. And then this circle is about a 2 by 2 circle, so a 2-inch circle. You can make it bigger if you've got, I'm going to put my sentiment in there, and so if your sentiment is bigger, you can absolutely make that bigger to fit. So that's the sketch. Now the link, I've put a link to the sketch so that you can go out and download it if you want to play along and you have a hard time reading these instructions because they are quite small on the camera. So you can go and download that from the link that I put in there. Okay. All right. So what am I going to use for tonight? I am using the Painted Season. So this is the Christmas to Remember, that one. That's going to be my sentiment. And then I am using some designer series paper from the Painted Season suite. This is my absolute favorite of the designer series paper. So I've got Evening Evergreen as my card base. And I have got a piece of Soft Succulent. There it is. Here we go. And I've already gone ahead and embossed it using this timber embossing folder. Just really a really nice subtle wood grain. And then I've got 2 pieces of the designer series paper. You could use 2 different pieces if you want. I did consider that side, but it's garden green. It's not Evening Evergreen. I thought it was. So I'm going to do that. If you really want to add some more texture and layers to it, you could put a mat behind these. So these are 2 inches by 4 inches. You could add a mat that is probably 2 1/8 by 4 1/8. And if I was going to do that, I'd probably add soft suede. And then my 2 diagonal strips I've cut out of soft suede. You can see mine are longer. I'm going to trim them once I've got them adhered. And then I've already gone ahead and cut out, using my layering circle dies, I've cut out, it's roughly a 2-inch circle from the layering circle dies. And then I've got a piece somewhere here for the inside of my card, which is 4 by 5.25, and I've got a strip of the designer series paper that I've got to put on it. So. All right. Oh, Nancy. Oh, good. Got some people joining. All right. Let's just put some of these aside. And I'm just going to bring in my trimmer and score this at 4 1/4, just so that I get a really nice score line and fold to my card, fold towards the mountain, and grab my bone folder and give it a good crease. All right, so that's that. Now, before I adhere this down, I'm going to layer these on. So I'm gonna just kind of eyeball them, and I'm leaving about a 1/2 inch in the middle. And I'm going to use my multi-purpose adhesive glue to adhere them down. It's just a thin little piece, and sometimes that works better. So that like that, and then the same on this, just a strip, and this over. And again, about that's not quite 1/2 inch, but that's close. Could be actually 1/4 inch, but whatever looks good to you. All right, and then once this is on here, you can take your paper snips and just snip off the excess. Like that. Ooh, got a big helicopter going overhead. Seems to be about this time of night. A helicopter goes overhead. All right, so then you can take, and I'm going to use some Stampin' Seal and just adhere this down. Yeah, one day I'm going to go out and stand outside and wait for that to go over, because it's quite a big helicopter. I'm not sure where he's going to. All right. And I just realized that in my sketch, these pieces are actually over top, which probably would be nicer. I wonder if I can get them off. I'm thinking about this. Well, I have my sketch close by. All right, can I do it? I think so, if I'm really careful about putting it back down in exactly the same spot, because I did tear the paper a little bit. All right, so first step, you can adhere your piece that is the 4 by 5 1/4, and then these pieces of your designer series paper go down over top of it. It'd be always good to actually have my sketch close by. All right, so you're going to adhere this on, and it's going to be roughly about 1/4 inch from the top and the sides. And again, with this piece, the same. And they are going to overlap. So this one will go about 1/4 inch from the top and sides at the bottom. The bottom and side. So now you've got a piece, and they do overlap. Now let's bring back my multi-purpose adhesive glue. And make sure I try to get this. Actually, it's pretty good. You can't see where I made that boo-boo. There we go. That piece. And this piece. I don't have them in the same spot. So that's okay. That. All right. And then the last thing I want to do is I'm going to stamp my sentiment, and I'm using one of the sentiments from the Christmas to Remember. So I did actually go and I did look to see which sentiment would fit on my circle before I cut the circle, just because I didn't want to. And I'm going to use soft suede, I think. So it says, may this be a Christmas to remember and cherish. And that, I'll let that just sit for a minute because my stamp set looks, or my ink pad looks a little bit juicy. So while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and adhere my designer series paper. So this is for the inside of the card. This was 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then I've got a piece that is 1 inch by 5 1/4. And I'm not going to put it right up against. It's got maybe 1/8 of an inch or so just on the edge. I'm just going to leave a little peekaboo of white on the right edge. And then I'm going to stamp, I think, Merry Christmas will, nope, not quite fit. Something else. Friends like you make this season special. I really love the stamp set. There are so many great sentiments to use. Just trying to see how straight this is. Always test your sentiments on a scrap piece. You never know whether you get your label on correct or straight. And even with that, it's not quite straight, but it's good enough. All right, so let's let that sit. Now, I'm going to use dimensionals just to give it a little bit of pop up on the front of the card. Like that. There. All right, so that's my front of my card. And I also grabbed these. These are the brushed metallic dots. So I'm going to put some of those on. They come in, there's 3 different metals. There's the gold, there's the copper, and I'm not sure if this is brass, but it's kind of got a greeny tinge to it, and I quite like it. So I'm just going to use it. Definitely goes nicely with the soft suede and the greens. There we go. And then the last thing that I will do is to adhere my inside of my card. I'm trying to put insides on my cards when I actually make them. I find that I wasn't doing that, and then I'd go to send my card and I'd have to stop and make an inside for the cards. So if I do it when I'm making it, then I don't actually have that step. Right. So let me bring my sketch back in to show. Somebody asked me to do that so that they can see. Sometimes I call it cheating a little bit because sometimes I'll change up my sketch a little bit. And so, sometimes this card doesn't look exactly like it. Tonight, I actually think I've done pretty good in making the card look just like the sketch. But anyway, there is my sketch and my card. And as I said, you will be able to download this sketch from the post that I did originally, if you want to play along and if you want to actually get the measurements right off of the sketch. I hope you enjoyed that. It's kind of fun. Like I said, you could definitely use up your designer series paper with this, and the painted season designer series paper is so pretty. Don't forget, it is the end of Celebration. I just can't believe it's already the end of September. I don't know where the time goes. It's just crazy. So Celebration ends on September 30th. There is actually, I know that they are, there are some of the celebration items that are no longer available, which is really unfortunate, but there are still lots of things to choose from. So you can take advantage of that up until September 30th. And then it's over for another celebration time. But we've got another one coming up in January with the new catalog that comes out in January. So I hope you enjoyed that. I will be back on Thursday night at 6:30 Pacific with a project of some sort. I'm not sure what it'll be yet, but I will be live at 6:30. And then on Saturday on my Facebook group at 2 p.m., I will be live with a mystery challenge. Starting next week, starting in October, I'm going to switch things around a little bit. I'll be actually doing my mystery challenge on Thursday night on my Facebook group. And then on Saturday, I will be live. And I'm switching up the time. I can't remember whether it's 11 a.m. or 12, but all of that information will be shared out. I'm just kind of switching things up a little bit going forward. So it is also World Card Making Day on Saturday, October 2nd, and I will be live with my partner, Diane. We've been working together for over a year now on our stamping events. And so we will be live in our it's called World Card Making Day VIP group. And if you're not a member of that, you can search for it on Facebook and feel free to request to join. We'd love to have you. We will be live from 1 to 5 p.m. Pacific with a whole bunch of demonstrations, challenges, and of course, prizes. So we hope that you will join us. There is no cost to this. It's all about World Card Making Day. And of course, all the cards that you make on World Card Making Day, we hope you will send the following week, which is World Card Making Week. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Talk to you soon. Happy stamping. Bye.